Hi, I'm Pat Barrett, founder and creator of the at-home collision-free driver education course, Driver Ed in a Box. In order to develop our systems of collision-free driving, we researched the habits of people who had gone decades without ever having a collision. Our codes system is one of the fruits of the extensive study of the beliefs and attitudes identified in collision-free drivers. In any endeavor, if you can identify what successful people do and emulate their beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors, you have a much greater chance of being successful yourself. I want to help you in your endeavor to become a collision-free driver. And to do so, we begin our 5-part series on the CODES system. CODES is an acronym for 5 specific attitudes and beliefs that collision-free drivers have in common. They are control, oneness, desire, expectation, and space mastery. Today I will discuss the first of these, control. Control means 2 things: the ability to control the vehicle and the ability to control yourself. To a lesser extent, it also refers to controlling the situation, although that's a topic in itself. Who has primary control during a lesson? Yes, that's correct, the parent. The student eventually evolves into the position of the one who has control, at least that's part of the goal, but it is the parent, the instructor, who is ultimately responsible for how well the lesson goes. Why is that? Because it is the parent who chooses the area of instruction, who plans out the route, who introduces the lesson, who guides the practice, who prompts the student's eye movements, who directs the student's minds with questions, who praises the student to build the student's confidence, who is responsible for establishing rapport and trust, and who observes the miscues and adjusts the lesson to ensure that the student is challenged, corrected, and also succeeds. That's why there's no napping when you're teaching. Yet, there are times when the student is allowed to fail. Why? Because as we all know, we often learn more from our failures than we do from our successes. So to a certain extent, trial and error is acceptable. Trial and error is a common learning tool, but it's not always the best way to learn how to become a collision-free driver. With some errors in driving, you won't get a second chance. The question is, when and how often should the student be permitted to fail in this process? The answer, obviously, is that the student is never permitted to fail when that failure in judgment or control can lead to any type of collision, a near miss, or a serious interference with traffic. That's all for today. This is Pat Barrett signing off. Tune in next time for the next part of the Code series, O for Oneness. And remember, practice driving like your life depends on it, because it does.